So first, the studies have shown that it's really easy to get involved and be willing to help out in an issue of a cardiac arrest or someone who's not breathing and no longer has a pulse. They've found through studies that simply getting on and doing compressions is just as effective as what we used to know about giving breaths. So you're lucky you waited long enough to learn this, that it's easier than it used to be before.
Right.
They found that the public was concerned with giving breaths to strangers and how difficult it was to switch back and forth. And so they found that it's really easy and simple to just get on the chest and do compressions.
Right. The studies that we talked about, the story that came out was that men feel like they don't want to be inappropriate in these times with a woman, and women feel like they don't want to hurt another woman. So why don't you show us here, we have the dummy here.
Sure.
Show us exactly what we should be doing when it's needed.
Sure. So the first thing that you have to do is assess the person and make sure that they actually need CPR. And they're not just taking a nap on the subway or out on a park bench. So you avoid an awkward
Friday night, right.
So you avoid an awkward situation.
Yeah.
So you want to go up and just shake the person, ask them, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And see if you get any sort of response from them after that.
Okay.
Then
he's not doing so well.
No, he's not. No, he's in pretty tough shape. He's got some other issues here that we're going to have to deal with later. But then you're going to check to see if they have a pulse.
Okay.
Best way to do it is on the neck, right here on the side, and just put your fingers right into what would be the soft part of the neck.
Right.
Everybody can feel where their pulse is at. Just stick your fingers right in there and feel for about 10 seconds to see if you can find a pulse.
Okay.
If there isn't one present, the first thing that you need to do is call 911. When you start CPR, you can't really stop until somebody else shows up. So the first thing you have to do is make sure that somebody else is coming. So call 911, give them the information, and then continue on with the actual CPR itself.
All right, so show us how to do the actual CPR.
Sure. So just going to find the center of the chest line.
Okay.
Set one hand down.
And it's the exact same, male or female?
It is. It is. It doesn't matter. Male, female, child. You're going to find the center of their chest. Put your hand down. Interlace your fingers of your other hand over on top.
Okay.
You want to square up so that your shoulders are over the top of their body, and you're going to press down at least 2 inches at a rate of 100 to 120 compressions per minute. So staying alive, row your boat. We have a singer on later, so I'm not going to step out of my lane and sing anything right now.
Can you just count?
You can just count.
Yeah.
Yep. It's important to go down deep and to go down fast.
All right, let me give it a shot here.
All right.
All right. Oh, see, I feel like that was too hard.
See?
That wasn't too hard.
That wasn't too hard.
Wasn't too hard.
No, you got to go down at least 2 inches so that you're compressing the heart all the way.
Okay.
On the other side of that, you want to make sure that you're coming all the way up off the chest so that the heart is able to fill back up again.
Okay.
So all the way up off the chest, all the way down at least 2 inches at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute.
Right.
That's going to keep that blood flowing and pumping until fire, EMS, or the police arrive.
Right. Now, you teach this in a class.
I do.
Right?
Yep.
Tell us about the class.
So I teach CPR, basic first aid. I'm a stop the bleed instructor with tourniquets, bandages, and things like that. All of the things that the average person needs to know to minimize the loss of life to anyone, whether it be from sudden cardiac arrest with not breathing, no pulse, to massive hemorrhaging or bleeding. And it's basically all about preventing people from dying that didn't need to die by somebody being educated in order to step up and help out.
Jim, how did he do?
He did pretty good. Normally at the end of my classes, I give everybody a patch, that they graduated. I think you did well enough.
I did it right?
So you did okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Important note, I know we got to go. Important note, mouth to mouth is no longer needed. It's the chest compression.
So
call 911.
It's all about getting on the chest. Call 911, get on the chest, hard and fast at that rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute after you've called 911 so that somebody else is coming. So there's no concern, male, female, it's the same thing, and we sexualize a lot of things, in our society. This isn't something that is sexual in nature. Right. There's no invasion of privacy when you're doing CPR to save somebody's life.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I want to live. All right, to find more about Jim and his training, head to tacticallysound.org.